Hello, I'm Neil Gaiman. I've written stories for adults, like American Gods and Neverwhere and Stardust. I've written stories for children, like The Graveyard Book and Coraline, Unfortunately the Milk. I've written comics, like The Sandman. I've written TV episodes of things like, well, Doctor Who. I wrote The Doctor's Wife and Nightmare in Silver. And now I've written a very short book starring the 11th Doctor. I've written a story called Nothing O'Clock. And Nothing O'Clock stars the 11th Doctor, the Matt Smith Doctor. And I set it with Amy Pond as his companion. I set it somewhere in the middle of the first season of Matt Smith. And it's mostly set on Earth, although it's set on Earth in our time now. It's set on Earth in about 1984, and it's also set somewhere else a very, very long time ago.
You know, since we're talking with mouths, not really an opportunity that comes along very often, I just want to say, you know, you have never been very reliable.
And you have?
You didn't always take me where I wanted to go.
No, but I always took you where you needed to go.
You did. Look at us talking. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could always talk, even when you're stuck inside the box?
You know, I'm not constructed that way. I exist across all space and time, and you talk and run around and bring home strays.
Okay.
What if the kidneys has already failed? It doesn't matter. We need to finish assembling the console.
Using a console without a proper shell. Whew, it's not going to be safe.
This body has about 18 minutes left to live. The universe we're in will reach absolute zero in 3 hours. Safe is relative.
Then we need to get a move on. Hey, old girl.
When you're writing for Matt Smith as the Doctor, it's a kind of rather peculiar process, because in my head, there's Matt Smith, and I try the line on him for size. And what's fun is the Matt Smith in my head normally winds up saying the line in a way that I didn't expect, which is something that the real Matt Smith does, and also waving his hands around. He's very angular, glorious. There's a point where I get to describe Matt as, or describe the 11th Doctor as being mostly composed of elbows. And there is a very angular, glorious, awkward way that he moves, and throwing that into the writing as well was so much fun. But mostly, the joy of writing Matt Smith is the dialogue.
Doctor, are you there? It's so very dark in here.
I'm here.
I've been looking for a word. A big, complicated word, but so sad. I found it now.
What word?
Alive. I'm alive.
Alive isn't sad.
It's sad when it's over. I'll always be here. But this is when we talked. And now even that has come to an end. There's something I didn't get to say to you.
Goodbye.
No. I just wanted to say hello. Hello, Doctor. It's so very, very nice to meet you.
Please. I don't want you to. Please.
Doctor Who has always been allowed to be peculiarly political. You're always allowed to go and play around with alien politics and how they affect humanity, and occasionally human politics and how they would affect the Doctor. And I started thinking of ways that aliens could invade, and over the years aliens have invaded the world of Doctor Who. They've invaded the Earth every possible way that aliens could invade the Earth, except one. They'd never actually tried to buy it legitimately, a bit at a time. And when I realized they could do that, I got very pleased with myself, and that really was the driving force behind the story. If I could travel with the Doctor as his companion, and the Doctor came to me and said, "Right, Neil, we are going anywhere you like," I think what I would probably do is pick the last place I would actually like to go, secure in the knowledge that the joy of the TARDIS is that would also be the last place we would ever be likely to end up. We've had 50 years of Doctor Who so far. Looking forward to the next 50 years, what can we predict? I think there are several things that we can confidently predict. One, Doctor Who's not going to go away. I think that the Doctor's enemies are going to continue to be with us, and I wouldn't be surprised if Daleks are still invading and have still worked out newer, more interesting and novel ways to get upstairs 50 years from now. If the Cybermen have not upgraded themselves into something terrifying, and if the Weeping Angels have stopped weeping. I think all of these things will happen. But my most important prediction is for the Doctor Who 100th anniversary celebrations, because I've done a deal with the Doctor and he should be picking me up fairly soon and taking me to the 100th anniversary celebrations so I can see what they're going to be looking like. See you there.